Biology yun.
Yun lang.
Biological ano? Biological science. Pinakamahirap na parte dyan.
Ilang hours yung sunod niyo ron?
30 minutes.
Magandang gabi, teachers. All right, teachers, are you ready for tonight? Huh? Teachers, are you ready for tonight? Pasensya na at medyo inuubo ako ngayon tonight, ano? Sige, no? So, yan. So, magandang gabi, Luzon, Visayas at Mindanao, no? So, alam ko na medyo pagod kayo ngayon dahil Saturday, galing po kayo sa inyong mga iba't ibang mga trabaho. Pero teachers, dito tayo tonight para po sa ating pag-aaral para sa ating lisensya na darating na Disyembre. Alright, ang topic natin tonight, teachers, no? Sabi ni Sir, sana galing naman. Ganda naman, Sir Neil. Kagagaling lang po, galing mag-practice ng praise and worship sa church namin. Okay, so for tonight, teachers, we are going to continue the Introduction to Trainers Methodology, Part 2. No? Magandang gabi, Luzon, Visayas at Mindanao once again. Okay, admit ko muna to lahat ngayon, no? So, ayun. Admit tayo para at least makapagsimula tayo ng maaga. So tonight, teachers, pag-uusapan natin yung part 2 ng ating trainer's methodology. No? So, kumbaga, continuation nito nung una or nung nakaraang araw. At isa pa is meron tayong mga bagong pag-uusapan sa mga area na to. Lagi nyo lang tatandaan, teachers, na ang trainer's methodology natin is all about the concept or aspeto ito or para itong sinasabi natin professional education subject. No? It's more, no? May kahawig po siya na prof ed subject natin, especially in terms of the assessment of learning. No? Assessment of learning subject po natin. Kasi po, si trainer's methodology, ito po ginawa upang once again to let you to remind you na this is to aid no the teachers in terms of handling the program well or the qualification well, specifically that we are in our TLE major po natin. Ganon, no? Gising, gising, gising! At tayo magsimula para sa ating live session for tonight, no? Shoutout sa ating mga viewers, taga saan po kayo? Taga saang university po tayo ngayon? No? Shout out sa lahat ng taga Cebu Technological University. Ganon. Okay. So tonight, this is a continuation and let us start right now. For our brothers and sisters who are in Muslim communities and for all those who belong to other religions as well, you may say your own prayer. As we say, in the name of the Father and of the Son and of the Holy Spirit. Amen. Heavenly Father, we praise your most holy name, for you have created heaven and earth. We ask forgiveness for our sins, for the things that we've committed wrongly. Father God, we thank you for all the blessings that we have received, for the gift of life, gift of friendship, gift of knowledge, and gift of perseverance and good health. Father, continue blessing us, continue guiding us, that we may be able to reach our dreams in life, one with you, one with the Holy Spirit, and one with your most holy Son. We ask this, dear Father, through your most holy Son, our Lord Jesus Christ, and through the intercession of the Blessed Virgin Mary, Our Lady of Guadalupe of Cebu, pray for us. In the name of the Father, and of the Son, and of the Holy Spirit. Amen. Ganon. All right, teachers. Magandang gabi once again. No? Narinig lang po ba yung boses ko? Ano lang po ba siya? Okay lang po ba siya? Kasi parang hindi ko medyo lalakasan yung boses ko ngayong gabi ha. Kasi parang parang masakit kasi yung ano ko dito eh. No? Yung lamunan ko ngayon. So, klaro lang naman po. Ganon. No? I am very happy that marami po ang nag-join ng Sir Chance Tilitambayan. Right now, we are 579 members on the making. No? So, marami na naman ang papasa sa board exam this coming December, especially sa TLE majorship natin. Okay, paki-invite na lang na din po ng inyong mga classmates, no, ng inyong mga kaibigan, no, na mag-join ng Sir Chan Still Tambayan for the purpose of our majorship po. Okay, we manifest to become a licensed professional teachers this coming December na po yan. Always manifest. Tapos wag lang pong mag-manifest. You work with what you manifest. No? You work with what you manifest. Meaning, bibigyan mo ng halaga, magdasal, mag-aral, no? Bigyan ng pahinga ang sarili. No? Because manifestation without work is just useless. Diba? We always have to manifest, but then we have to work what we manifest for. Ganun. No? Kaya andito tayo tonight to talk about trainer's methodology dahil po isa ito sa mga subject na kung saan nagpapatumba sa mga taga-TLE. Pero wag ka. Pagdating ng trainer's methodology, sabi ng mga ano natin, sabi ng mga members ng Team Sir Chan, ay buti na lang sir may TM. Kasi si TM sila yung nagligtas sa amin during the board exam. Kasi si TM kasi sir, aside sa nabanggit mo na, madali lang siya. O sana all, di ba? Aside sa sir na-discuss mo na, madali lang siya. Sana ganito rin kayo. Ganito yun din yung reaction nyo sa darating na September 2024 licensure examinations for teachers natin. Ganon. No? So, unang tanong for tonight, teachers, is papalo sa tanong na which is not a qualification of a competency assessor. Oy, no? Which is not a competency, which is a qualification of a competency assessor. Okay, so pag may word na not teachers, no? Yung mga ganitong mga words that negates the statement, you always have to emphasize it. Bigyan ng halaga, you have to emphasize it. Kung maaari, kung mayayari, no? Bibilugan nyo yan, like underline it just to highlight that the word not should be given importance. Letter A, minimum of 6 months industry experience. Letter B, must have a certificate of competency in conducting competency assessment. Letter C, no, must have a certificate of competency in conducting competency training. And letter D, all of the above. Hindi po siya magiging all of the above dito. Dahil po si letter C at saka si letter B, these are qualifications for you to become an assessor. Diba? These are qualifications for you to become an assessor. Ano nga ulit yung function ng assessor natin? What's the role of the assessor? To guide, to testify, no? To give, no? To give assessment to those mga nakapagkumpleto na ng competency training natin. Yun po yung mga assessors natin. Those are the functions of our assessors. Now, when we speak about assessors, teachers, again, one assessor can only handle 10 candidates in one assessment. Okay? 10 candidates in one assessment po natin. No? To assess the learning of the learners, 'di ba? Sabi ni Sir Neil natin. Sir, bakit po ba 10 lang, sir? Siya po ay nakasaad lang po doon sa training regulations po natin. Dahil po yung 10 candidates po dyan para po matutukan po ng ating assessor yung mga competency na nakamit ng ating mga candidates. Kasi po kapag lalagpas po ng 10, no? Besides na yung qualification natin yung to become an assessment center, dapat may 10 tools and equipment, set of tools, no? Meron tayong tools and equipment set for 10, good for 10 candidates, no? The focus is the reason being bakit 10 po is that mapopokus po yung mga candidates natin at yung mga assessors natin. Kasi po tatandaan po natin that during the assessment, hindi lang po isang uri ng evidence ang kukunin ng teacher. Di ba? During the assessment, we have 3 evidences. Di ba? 3 evidences, no? 3 evidences po ang kukunin ni assessor. Unang-una po, teachers, is the written works po natin or the knowledge-based. Pangalawa po is the practical or the demonstration. And the last one po is the oral questioning po natin. No? Sabi dito ni Sir Neil, kasi sir, nung nag-take kami ng assessment ng SMAU NC2, isang buong klase kami nun. Good idea. No, good thing. Isang buong klase po kayo, pero sa isang araw, 10 lang po ang nag-take ng assessment ninyo. Am I correct? 'Di ba? Kumbaga, sa inyong klase kung 30 estudyante po kayo, meaning to say, no? Sa 30 estudyante na po 'yan, sa isang araw 10 lang po ang pwedeng makapag-take ng assessment. By batch po kasi kayo. Tapos the following day, 10 lang din po. Tapos another day, 10 lang po. Now therefore, these 30 students will cover 3 assessment days para po makapag-assessment kayo. Di ba? Sabi nito, sir, kami sir 18 trainees. Sir, kung 18 trainees, ano gagawin nyo dito? You have to divide this one equally by 2. That becomes 9 trainee per session, no? 9 trainees per assessment. Maximum po yung 10. Sir, ganito po 'yon. What will happen po sir kung 17 po kami or 17, no? Sir, 17 students po. Bakit po ba sir dapat 9 at saka 7? Hindi po 10 at saka 7. Is there a significant difference ba sa dalawang 'yan? Ha? Bakit po ba, sir? Na again ha, ulitin ko dito yung situation. Sir, 17 students po kami lahat. At tapos, sir, sabi mo, sir, ibay batch po sila maximum of 10. So, ano nangyari ngayon, sir? Sa batch po namin, yung first batch is 9, yung second batch is 8. 'Di ba? So, sir, bakit po hindi na lang po pwedeng 10 at saka 7? Do you know the reason? Do you know the reason, teachers? Bakit po ba, sir, 9 and 8 ang ginagawa natin at hindi 7 and 10? Bakit? Ito po yun. Praktikalay po kasi tayo, di ba? Okay? Praktikalay po kasi tayo, teachers. Ano po? No? Ah. Aha, ha, ha, ha. Ang sabi dito? Ang sabi dito? Para mas tutukan ng dalawang batch? Ma-unfair yung 10 kaysa mas marami yung 7? The reason being, teachers, is that babayaran po ng grupo ng batch na yan yung hindi aabot ng 10. Say for example, sa automotive servicing o sa driving po teachers, meron po tayong 319 pesos. Assessment fee po na, sorry, assessor's fee. 'Di ba? Assessor's fee po 'yun, 319 pesos. Okay? So ano mangyayari po dito, sir? Kung etong pipiliin natin kung 10, 10 plus 7 po, mean to say, the first batch, pareho po sa mababayad ng 319 pesos. Pero the second batch po is 7 po yung mag-assessment nila, meaning to say, may tatlo pa pong mga students or candidates, no, na pwedeng ilagay dito. So yung assessor dito is dapat tatanggap talaga siya ng 10 candidates, no? Tatanggap talaga ng 10 candidates. So ano mangyari dito? These 3 candidates na kulang sa kanilang grupo is i-multiply po ito tapos i-divide ito sa 7 grupo at sila na po ang magbabayad sa usaping assessor's fee ng ating mga candidates po sa exam. Okay. So teachers, nakuha po ba? Again ha. So sa example ha, assessor's fee po natin teachers. Assessor's fee natin, again, assessor's fee natin is 319, halimbawa lang po. Tapos, kung siyam kayo, ede, yung 319 po, di ba? Ito yung kulang ninyo. So, this 319 will be divided into 9. No? So, para ma-cover up niyo yung isa. So, in which case, maliit na lang po yung bayarin ninyo. Di ba? At yung isa pa dito, kung 10 plus 7 po kayo, ang mangyayari is yung first batch, wala silang babayaran. Yung second batch, may babayaran sila. In which case, parang unfair naman po sa part ng mga taga-second batch. Ganun po yon, no? Each of the student will have to pay 319 pesos. Assessor's fee po yon. Nakuha po ba, teachers? Yun po yung explanation bakit nga ba by batching dapat nahahati sa dalawa. No? Nahati sa talagang parang fair na distribution of the candidates po natin. Alright? Yun po yung rason dito. Now, which of the following is not a qualification of a competency? The best answer here, teachers, would be letter A. Bakit po ba, sir? Simply because, teachers, the minimum quality industry experience for you to become an assessor is not 6 months. It should be 24 months. Okay? It should be 24 months natin. Wag na wag niyo po yung kakalimutan, ha? Ayun. Next question for the day. Number 2. Which of the following best describes an element in a competency standards? Basahin niyo mabuti ang tanong. Pakibasa ng mabuti sa tanong. Which of the following best describes an element of a competency standard? Pag sinasabi nating element, ito po yung building block of a unit of competency. Correct? Di ba? Pag sinabi natin element, ito yung building block of a unit of competency. Pero sir, wala po diyang unit of competency, sir, na lumabas. Letter A, it specifies what is assessed and the required level of the performance. Letter B, it describes the actions or outcomes that demonstrable and accessible and which a candidate must attain. And letter C, it covers all components of competencies. And letter D, it defines the area of competency. So which of the following best describe the word element in the competency standard po natin? O, tameme yung iba. Di ba? Kasi po, nahihirapan po kami sa element. What is the best word that defines element ulit? What word that best relates to the word element? Ha? What word? I need the word for you to identify na siya ay may kinalaman kay element. Component? A component? Ha? Meron nga tayo dito. Element is to CBT or competency-based curriculum, competency-based competency standards. As to blank is to the lesson plan. That is content. Content ba? Thank you, Mr. Abu Bakar Raihan. Sabi dito, sir, objective. Sir, meron po bang objective dyan na word? Do we have the word that relates to the word objective? What letter would that be? No? What word would it be? Anong letra dyan ang may kaakibat, no? May synonym sa word na objective, of course, describing the action or the outcomes. Tama. No? An element kasi, teachers, again, it describes what the action to be done. No? What are the actions that are demonstrable at the same time accessible, and in which case, no, the candidate must attain. Ay, sorry. No, Abu Bakar Raihan, babae po ako, sir. Sorry po, ha? Kasi po di talaga ako marunong. Ano? No, sige po. Sorry po, Miss Abubakar Raihan. Ganon. Now, teachers, the best answer here is letter B. An element, aside from it is a building block of a competency, ito din po ay isang description about the action or outcome na pwedeng makuha, pwedeng ma-learn, pwedeng ma-achieve ng mga trainees natin. Nakuha po ba? That is element natin. Si letter A, pag sinasabi natin sino dito nag-specify what is the assessed or what is to be assessed and the required level of performance. Anong bahagi to ng unit of competency? No? What part of this one in a unit of competency? In which case, this specifies what is assessed and the required level of performance. Ha? Nakapokus po siya, sir, sa mga evidences. No? Nag-contain po siya, sir, ng mga outcome at saka level of performance. Ano to? No? How are you going to grade your students in their performance tasks? Dapat meron kang ano? how are you going to grade the students in the performance task? Dapat meron kang criteria. Very good, Ma'am Joyce Manatad Igloso. Dapat meron kang criteria. And in this case, for letter A, this refers to the performance criteria. Okay? Letter A speaks about the performance criteria. Ganon yun, no? At teachers, kapag sinasabi nating performance criteria, it must cover all the components of competencies natin. So si letter C at saka si letter A, pareho po sila na mga nagde-define on what is a criteria. 'Di ba? A performance criteria, it specifies kung ano yung i-assess natin sa mga bata or sa mga trainees. At the same time, saang level of performance natin sila i-assess? Hanggang saang level? For us to assess them, we have to include all the components of the competencies po natin dito ngayon. Ganon. No? At the last one, teachers, is it defines the area of competency. What do you mean by defines the area of competency? Meron tayong unit title. Di ba? Kapag unit title, teachers, it is or it defines the area of competency. Para saan ba ang competency na yan? Okay? Tatandaan nyo lang, no? Na ang unit title ay nakasulat, no? Sila po ay nakasulat sa salitang ganon, no? They are written in output terms, specifically the verbs, such as prepare, produce, weld, ganon, no? These things are verbs that denotes an action at ito po yung kadalasang unit title natin. Very good, Sir Delmy Trinidad. Ganon dapat teachers, no? Ayun, unit titles are written in verb form natin. Thank you, Sir Rush ID. Rush ID pala, sorry. Rush ID naman. Ay, Delmy, ma'am, sir. Sorry. Dami ko 2 points to tonight di ba? Si Ma'am Abubakar at saka si Ma'am Delmy, no? Kaya na nag-sir na talaga. Wag po. No? The correct answer, teachers, is letter B. No? Kapag element, describing actions or outcomes. Number 3, it gives boundaries for which the unit is only applicable. Oy, sabi dito ni Sir Jo Marie, no? Sir, 2/2 pa ako. Sana all, di ba? Okay, kindly track, you kindly track your progress on this course here. No? What gives boundaries for the unit? What gives boundaries for each unit? Is it the performance criteria? Is it the range of variable? Is it the evidence guide? Or is it the critical aspects of competencies? Again, what gives boundaries sa bawat unit of competency? Si performance criteria ba? Si range of variables ba? Si evidence guide ba? Or si critical aspects of competencies? No? Sino man sabi dito na, uy, hanggang dyan lang yan, hindi ka dapat pumunta sa ibang bahagi, no? Hanggang dyan ka lang. Letter B, range of variables, sabi ni Joyce Manatad. Sabi ni Jomari Tangin, sir, letter B din, sir. No, range of variable. Letter B, ganun ba talaga? Ha? Tatanggalin natin, teachers, si letter C. Let us remove Charlie. Bakit? Kapag evidence guide po, teachers, these are collection of evidences. Okay? These evidence guide po natin, these are collections of evidences. How evidences are being collected and how are they going to be not to be given. That is evidence guide po natin. At that evidence guide will be used by our assessors. You as a trainer, no? Kung baga sa institutional natin. Oh, okay. Pangalawa, tatanggal natin si letter D, the critical aspects of competencies. Bakit po ba tatanggalin din si letter D, sir? That's the critical aspects of competencies. Dahil po, sa critical aspects po natin, teachers, kinakailangan malaman natin yung key KSA. The knowledge, the skills, and the attitude. Pero this KSA po natin does not talk about the boundaries. Rather, this KSA, kapag na-perform mo yan within the limit of the time frame, ibinigay, check, magiging magiging C po kayo. C, that stands for competent. Ganon yun. Now, we were left with two items here or two choices. Okay? We were left with two choices. Is it letter A, the performance criteria, or letter B, range of variables? Oy, tatanda teachers, dahil kapag performance criteria, this is the baseline kung bakit or how to grade or how to put a measurement or how to measure the learnings of our students. Correct? No, it specifies, it's assessed. At the same time, we wanted to prove that the student is really competent on the field. How to prove them, sir? You measure. How to measure them, sir? You provide assessment. Ganon. The answer here is letter B, the range of variable. Again, pag sinasabi ito yung range of variable, these are the boundaries. Meron tayong range, meron tayong variable. No? Kung baga, the variable there is the main item. Tapos, hanggang saan lang ba yung variable natin? Halimbawa, the variable is letter A. Letter A will cover A.1, A.2, A.3. No? The variable here is letter A. The range is A.1, A.2, A.3. Ganun po yung pag-understand natin in terms of range of variable. Boundaries po kasi si variables or si range of variables po natin. Therefore, the correct answer here is letter B. Let's proceed, teachers, with question number 4. Eto, basahin ng maigi ang question number 4. May kinalaman po siya sa question number 3. In the unit title, eto, di ba, provide. O, di ba, verb to, nakapag-provide care and support to infant and toddlers. May isa pa dito. With a range of variable, may limitation. Infants may show distress or pain by crying, by squirming, and having difficulty in sleeping. Which of the statement falls under the range? Oy, pag nakinig kayo kanina, malalaman nyo ang sagot na to. Again, in the unit title, provide care and support to infant and toddlers with a range of variable. Infants may show distress or pain by crying, squirming, and having difficulty in sleeping. Which statement falls for range? Is it letter A, toddlers? Letter B, infants? Letter C, distress or pain? And letter D, crying, squirming, and difficulty in sleeping. Agoy, 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 agoy. Sabi dito, letter B, infants. Infants or toddlers are not a range of variables. These are our bases, are the subjects in general. Therefore, they are the subjects. There cannot be range of variables here. Sabi dito ng iba, sir, letter C, distress or pain. Distress or pain. Item number 4. Sabi ng iba dito, sir, letter D, crying, squirming, and difficulty in sleeping. Ano nga ulit yung variable natin? Ito po yung baseline to manage or to talk about the ranges. Ito po yung A. We have A.1, A.2, A.3. A is our variable. A to 3, that is our range. Therefore, having this example, no, which of the following became the range here? Therefore, the correct answer is not distress or pain, but then crying, squirming, and difficulty of sleeping is the range about the distress or pain. How can you rate the pain? How can you say na yung bata ay may sakit? Nagpapakita po siya ng pag-iyak, pag-squirm, at ganun. Ay, wrong na, sir. Ma'am Jen Zozobrado, kaya po yan. Di ba? Wala na, wrong na. Kasi palagi kayo nag-ano di ba? Eto, number 5. The systematic collection and analysis of data needed to decide whether a trainee is competent or not yet competent. Again, systematic collection and analysis of data needed to decide whether a trainee is competent or not yet competent. Is it competency evaluation? Letter B, demonstration. Letter C, interview. And letter D, performance criteria. Ayusin yung ang mga desisyon nyo sa buhay. Lagot talaga kayo sa akin. Pag nagkamali kayo dito, isipin nyo lang ng mabuti, teachers. Ha? Systematic collection. Mean to say, kapag systematic, dumaan na ito sa iba't ibang proseso. No? And if we go to that different processes, therefore, we could not use B, C, or D because these B, C, or D are methods of assessment. Tama? A, B, C, and D, these are methods of assessment or methods how to assess the learners or the candidates about the certain competency. Am I correct? And whatever is the result for B, C, and D, the result will always be attributed to the competency evaluation. Diba? And this competency evaluation will always lead you to two choices. May it be you will be in Canada or you will be in New York City. Ganon, di ba? Competent or not yet competent. Okay. No? So, ayun teachers, I hope you have understood for this one. The systematic collection, meaning to say systematic, hindi lang po siya isa. Rather, ang pagkakabuo-buo ng bawat isa. No, demonstration is one of the method. Interview is one of its method. Performance is one of the method. If you're going to add them, it can result to competency evaluation. Very good, Ma'am Angelica Calicdan Oriero. Sir, my word ka, sir, to decide. Diba? To decide naman yan, sir. Ganon. Next. The planning tool for institutional competency evaluation is the blank. No? Okay. The planning tool for institutional competency evaluation. Is it evidence plan? Or the rating sheets? Or the table of specifications? Or the evaluation tool templates? Ano po ba yung planning tool natin for the institutional competency evaluation? Now, tatanan teachers, evaluation is a very significant element, no, in the teaching learning process. 'Di ba? Hindi lang po sa classroom setting, hindi lang po sa workshop setting, but all other settings that might deal with the knowledge skills ng mga estudyante natin. 'Di ba? Ginagawa natin ang evaluation para po makapag-verify if yung mga nakuha niya na knowledge and skills and attitudes are really relevant during the training. 'Di ba? Ikaw as a trainer, you must know how to test, how to verify the assessment criteria addressed during the training. So which of the tool here is used for institutional competency evaluation? Is it letter A, evidence plan? Letter B, rating sheets? Letter C, table of specifications. Letter D, evaluation tool templates. Teachers, remove evaluation tool templates. Bakit po, sir? Kapag evaluation tool templates po kasi, that's too general. Meaning to say, no, those are just blank sheets. No, templates po sila. Meaning to say, susulatan mo na lang yan. 'Di ba? Hindi po sila planning tool. No, templates po sila. Meaning, you just only have to write them. Wala kang magagawin doon, 'di ba? Letter C daw, sir, table of specification. No? Si table of specification po teachers, although planning tool po siya sir for evaluation, pero table of specification nakafocus lang po siya sa knowledge or the written works or the objective test. 'Di ba? Si rating sheet naman, magkamukha lang po sila sir ni evaluation tool. The best answer here is letter A, evidence plan natin. Alright? Eto, sir, eto ha. In a competency-based training kasi, no, systematic dapat yung ating collection and analysis of data natin. No? In fact, no, the institutional competency evaluation, it is referred to as the assessment of the knowledge, the skills, and attitude acquired mismo from the training natin. Sir, sino po ba ang mag-administer ng institutional competency evaluation? No? Kapag nagpapa-register po kayo ng inyong mga programs, ng inyong qualification sa TESDA, hinahanapan po kayo ng institutional assessment. Meaning to say, how are you going to assess the student? No? In your own way. And then, you are not allowed to use the national assessment guides for you to be used or for it to be used as your institutional assessment. No? Bakit po sir? Kasi po, yun po'y pamamayari ng TESDA and it will talk about the validity and the reliability of the testing tool. So this institutional competency evaluation is solely andun lang talaga sa school nyo yan. Okay? So the trainees should be evaluated every after competency. Teachers, remember, the trainee should be evaluated every after competency. Say for example, kung meron kayong C1, C2, C3 at saka C4, ilang institutional assessment mangyayari dito? How many institutional assessment will it take for a 4 competency in a qualification? The answer there is 4. One institutional competency, the second one, the third one, and the fourth one natin. Again, the condition is that bawat competency dapat mayroong institutional competency evaluation. Bakit po ba, sir? Dahil po, sinasabi natin sa ating principal na hindi makapag-proceed ang isang bata sa next na competency kung hindi niya pa naipasa ang unang competency. Nakuha po ba? Ganon yun, no? Ganon. No trainee should be allowed to transfer to competency number 2 if the competency number 1 have not been assessed nor completed. Okay? So, sir, ano po ba yung purpose? Ano po ba yung purpose? That is to validate the current competency of the trainer at the trainee. At the same time, that is to measure kung how much the trainee have learned during the session. Ano pa yung pangatlo? No? Para at least ma-diagnose mo yung trainee mo kung ano yung problema niya during the time na nag-aaral sa specific competency na yun. At the same time, you are confident na pagdating ng C4, no, bakit kailangan tayo mag institutional assessment? Dahil pagdating ng C4, you are going to endorse them for the national assessment, correct? Tama. At this time, kapag alam mo, no, na pumasya siya sa 1, 2, and 3, this will give you confidence that it will give him a national certificate level. Yun na yun. Kaya that's the importance of institutional competencies natin. Kuha po ba? Now, eto. Sir, by the way, sino po ba sir ang mag-a-administer ng institutional competency evaluation? Taga-TESDA po ba? Hindi po. Ikaw mismo during the training duration. Sir, eto. What are the institutional competency evaluation tool? Babalik at babalik tayo teachers sa ating tinatawag na dimensions of competency. Again, babalik at babalik tayo sa ating tinatawag na dimensions of competency. And these dimensions of competency, again, these are the specific na gagamitin natin. Unang-una, the task skill. Pangalawa, the task management skill. Pangatlo, the job role and environment management skill. At pang-apat is the contingency management skill. Dito na rin papasok sa apat na to ang KSA, the knowledge, the skills, and the attitude. No? Sir, in the institutional competency evaluation tool, alin doon ang nagpapahiwatig ng attitude? Which of the following speaks about attitude for institutional competency evaluation tool? Is it number 1, number 2, number 3, number 4? Ha? Alin dito nasasabi na sir siya ay directly related to attitude? That's number? Hala, hala, hala. Wala na. Wala na. Number 4, contingency management skill. Attitude ba yon? Is contingency management skill attitude? Eto di ba tatanan natin teachers that contingency management skill that talks about planning. And planning speaks about the knowledge. Di ba? It is always this job role natin. Job role and environment will help you work well towards your co-workers. Yan po yun, the job role. You must know what is your job role. You must know what environment you belong to. And that's the time you are going to adjust your behavior and your attitude. Di ba? Sabi ni Jo Maritangin, sir, si job role or the job character. Ganon. No? Maraming salamat po. At isa pa teachers, tatandaan natin that meron tayong tinatawag na parts of a competency evaluation tool. Pag sinasabi natin yung parts of a competency evaluation tool, ito po yung evidence plan, written test, performance test, at saka questioning tool po natin. No? So, in a competency evaluation tool po natin, teachers, dapat alam natin kung sino si evidence plan. Alam natin sino si written test. Alin doon yung written test? Alin doon yung performance test? Alin doon yung questioning tool natin? 'Di ba? Ganon. Now, sir, what is really evidence plan? No? Ano nga ba si evidence plan? Pag-usapan natin to si evidence plan ngayon. Now, the evidence plan natin teachers, no? It is a concrete structure on how to gather an evidence towards the learned competency ng isang bata. All right? So, say for example, as we have here the specific parts of a evidence plan po natin. Ang una is the competency standard. Pag sinasabi natin competency standard, this is the title of your qualification. Anong kinuha mo ngayon? Sir, Computer System Servicing NC2. Uy, that is competency standard. Anong kinuha mo, ma'am? Electrical and Installation Maintenance, NC3. O ganun. No? Anong kinuha mo, madam? Tailoring, NC4 or NC3. No? Kung meron man. 'Di ba? So those are mga tinatawag nating competency standard. Ito. What is then the unit of competency? Now, ang etong competency standard teachers, no? Etong competency standard, biniyak-biyak ito, no? Kung baga si letter A nagiging 1, 2, 3. Kung baga, ito na po yung si letter A yung ating competency standard. No? Siya yon. So, para magiging mabiyak-biyak siya, para madaling maintindihan ng mga bata, para madaling ma-train ang mga bata natin, we have to divide them into competency number 1, competency number 2, competency number 3. Diba? At once these competencies are being done or are done, they can now have for assessment. Ganun ang procedure natin, teachers. Okay? Now, what is then the evidence requirement? Pag sinasabi nating evidence requirement, ano yung iti-check mo doon? Ano yung kinailangan mo makita during the evidence? Later, magbibigay ako ng sample. No, para at least malaman maano nyo ba? Ah, yun pala yun, sir. Oh, tapos methods of assessment. Kumbaga, how are you going to assess? Kung si evidence requirement, ano ang yung makikita during the para masabi mo siya na no, para masabi mo na siya ay may natutunan. Si methods of assessment naman teachers is that paano mo gawin ang isang evidence recording, no? How are you going to see, to look, no? What method are you going to do to make? Ganon. So that's method of assessment natin. And these are the four parts of evidence plan. Now, so unang-una, we have to remember that ito po yung parts of our evidence plan natin. Di ba? Ito, halimbawa, driving NC2. Competency standard yun ang ating isang qualification. Ano yung ikalawa, sir? Unit of competency, move and position vehicle. No? Ito yung move and position vehicle. Ganon. That's a unit of competency. No? This is the unit of competency to be assessed. Ito. Sir, the method of assessment. No? So, is it observation questioning, demonstration questioning, third-party report, portfolio, or written? Diba? So, what evidence must show that the trainee have learned? No? Okay, so, maglalagay tayo dito kung ano yung mga ilalagay natin. Ha? Ito, teachers, ang example. Ito example to. A concrete example natin ngayon. Una, dressmaking NC2. That is the competency standard. Pangalawa, unit of competency. Ano ulit yun? Ito yung competency number 1. Ipagpalagay lang natin, di ba? Ito yon. Draft and cut pattern for casual apparel. Ganun. No? Pagdating mo dyan, eto may tinatawag na yung evidence requirement. How are you going or ano yung gusto mong itest ng bata? Una, if the trainee determines job requirements in accordance with the company's practice. Pangalawa, if the trainee prepares design in accordance with the client's requirements. Pangatlo, if the trainee prepares the measuring, drafting, and cutting tools. Pangapat, if the trainee was able to follow the correct position. Panglima, if the trainee was able to draft. Okay, nagets po ba? Now, isa-isa natin. Ang unang evidence na gusto mong makita, determines job requirement in accordance with the company's practice. Eto, pak. Sir, what method of assessment are you going to take a look? So, I mean, what method of assessment are you going to assess with this one? Kumbaga, how are you going to know this? Ayun, chinikan mo doon, demonstration and questioning. So, kumbaga, during the time na na-perform na yung bata, hindi ka mag-observe, hindi ka mag-portfolio, hindi ka mag-written. Rather, you're going to go for demonstration and questioning. Ganun yun, teachers. Di ba? Example, ito sir, may written work. Ano tong written na to? Di ba? Ito, prepare or select the measuring, drafting, and cutting tool. Ito yon. Dalawa yung kanyang method of assessment. Ang una, ipapademonstrate sa bata kung paano mag-cut, paano mag-draft. At the same time, magkakaroon sila ng objective test, knowledge-based test in this specific evidence. Teachers, naintindihan lang po ba? Ha? Klaro po ba? No? Okay. Ayun naman pala. Yes, sir. Maraming salamat po. And that is what do we call as our evidence plan po natin. Okay. Sabi ni Ma'am Jenaline, sir, nalilito po ako. Ma'am, wag po kayo malilito. Pag sinasabi nating bread and pastry production, NC2, ito po yung competency standard natin. Ma'am, eto 'di ba? Eto again ha, si dressmaking NC2, ulitin ko to. 'Di ba meron siyang competency number 1, competency number 2, competency number 3, ganon, 'di ba? Now, kapag pipiliin mo dito si competency number 1, how are you going to assess competency number 1? Kaya ang lalagay mo dito sa unit of competency is ito. Ipagpalagay natin na si draft and cut pattern for casual apparel is competency number 1 siya. Okay? Halimbawa lang ha, again, dressmaking meron siyang tatlo. C1, C2, C3. Pero ang ginawa mo ng evidence plan is only for C1. Now, sa C1 po or sa draft and cut pattern for casual apparel, kinakailangan mo ditong makuha ng evidence. Paano mo malalaman na ang bata ay natuto sa iyong klase? Unang-una, gusto ko sir na ipa-determine yung job requirements in accordance with the company's practice. Pangalawa, gusto ko sir na ipag-prepare yung design in accordance with the client's requirement. Pangatlo, gusto ko na ipag-prepare ang selecting measurements sa measuring tools, drafting at cutting tools hanggang sa umabot ng last. Now, how are you going to measure the evidences? Di ba? How are you going to measure the evidences? Sir, I am going to use observation method. For number 2, sir, I'm going to use demonstration method. For number 3, sir, gusto ko mag-portfolio dito sa number 3. So number 4, sir, mag-written work ko dito. Ganun yun, teachers, in a specific evidence plan po natin. Now, sir, si competency number 2 or unit of competency number 2, am I going to follow the same structure? The answer is yes. And this is what your evidence plan looks like. Ganon. Yun naman pala, sir. Ano po? 'Di ba? Yan po yung evidence plan po natin. No? It's just like setting what you need to discuss, ano yung gusto mong malaman at paano mo i-measure yung gusto mong malaman. 'Di ba? Ganon. And here comes the number 7. The source of the evidence requirements for institutional competency evaluation. Again, what do you call the source of the evidence requirements for institutional competency evaluation? Is it letter A, critical aspects of competency, the KSA? The letter B, performance criteria. Sabi ni Sir Joseph Lazo, Sir, parang Trainer's Methodology Level 1 lang ito, sir. Yes po, sir. Talagang dinidiscuss ko yung TM1 ngayon. No? It's like I am having right now a trainer with the trainees. With that, training of trainers. Ganon, TOT. Di ba? Kumbaga, ang mga kausap ko ngayon ay mga trainer na rin. No? Para nagkaroon tayo ng workshop kung paano gumawa ng evidence plan. Di ba? Letter B, performance criteria. Letter C, the underpinning knowledge and skills. And letter D, all of the above. The source of evidence requirement for institutional competency evaluation. Is it letter A, the critical aspects of competency? Letter B, the performance criteria? Letter C, the underpinning knowledge? Or letter D, all of the above? Ayusin niyo yung mga sagot niyo, teachers. Basahin niyo mabuti. Again, evidence requirement. Ano ang evidence natin? Kinakailangan nating matest yung kanilang knowledge, matest yung kanilang skills, at matest yung kanilang attitude. Si letter A, KSA, pasado siya. Si letter B, performance criteria, pasado din siya. Kasi we can evaluate the students, with the use of the performance criteria. At si letter D, the knowledge and skills, pasado din siya. Therefore, lahat ng ito'y ay anak ng iro. That's letter D, all of the above. Ganon. No? Ganon yun. Next question natin, teachers, for number 8. Which of the following evidence gathering method is most appropriately used to evaluate the acquisition of skills when doing institutional evaluation within the training program? Again, ito, evaluate the acquisition of skills. Mag-ingat sa bawat words na ginamit. Mag-ingat sa words na ginamit. It is the acquisition of skills, hindi po the knowledge. That is not about letter B. That is not about letter C. Is it letter D or letter A? Is it demonstration or is it oral questioning? Ha? That is letter A, demonstration method. Okay, it should always be the demonstration method. How can you perform, or how are you going to know if the student were able to really know how to move the vehicle, how to bake the bread, how to make an electrical wiring for building wiring insulation? You have to let them demonstrate for them to really know, for you to really know, yun pala yun, marunong na pala siya. Ganun yun. The correct answer here is letter A, demonstration method. And number 9, when is it appropriate to construct a table of specifications? Kayo, teacher kayo. Kailan kayo magko-construct ng table of specifications? Is it letter A, before you write the test question? Letter B, after you write the test questions? Letter C, after the students have taken the test? Or letter D, only when you have to create the test? Oy, teachers, ang hirap kaya na gumawa ng TOS pagkatapos kayo magsulat ng question. Tama? Di ba? Ang hirap kaya, teachers, gumawa ng TOS kapag tapos na yung test question. Bakit? Kailangan mong i-rearrange all the way. No? Kailangan yung you have to start with the lower order thinking skills going to the higher order thinking skills. No? By plotting, by constructing a TOS before writing a test question will always give you an easy job. Diba? Oh, will always give you an easy job. So ganun kami, no? You always start with the lower order thinking skills hanggang sa higher order thinking skills. Pero meron tayong vertical alignment, horizontal alignment of those questions. Pero wag na po yung vertical at horizontal kasi po institutional po kasi yun. Depende po yun sa school po ninyo. Pero dito talaga the general rule para po magsulat ng TOS dapat before you write the test question. At teachers, you have to respect the TOS. Am I correct? You have to respect the TOS dahil sila po yung backbone of your exam. Sila po yung dahilan what makes your exam valid and reliable. Di ba? And remember that in constructing a table of specification, you have to always put in mind that dapat si objective is the number one priority in writing the table of specifications. Nakuha po ba? Ito yung tanong. Sir, when it is best to construct a TOS and TQ? Sir, when it is best, or when is it best to construct the table of specification and a test questionnaire? Is it letter A, before the start of the first quarter? Letter B, in the middle of the first quarter? Letter C, after, no, or before or after the units in the first quarter? Or letter D, anytime in the first quarter? Ha? Sir, when it is best to use or to ask for to construct TOS and TQ? Is it before the first quarter starts? Or is it in the middle of the first quarter? Or is it after na ma-discuss lahat? No, 1 week before the periodical exam, doon ka na magawa. Or letter D, anytime. Ha? Sa mga teachers dito na may very structured school or maganda yung curriculum nila, it will always be letter. Teachers, it will always be letter B. Sir, bakit po ba letter B po? Hindi po after the unit. Kasi po, kapag na-structure nyo na po yung TOS at yung TQ po ninyo, ano po mangyayari? May guide na kayo, kaya nga may tinatawag tayong most essential learning competencies, ang MELCs natin. And these most essential learning competencies, na-embed po yun sila sa TOS and TQ. At dapat yung TQ at TOS natin, tapos na yan before pa lang mag-start yung first quarter. Ganun dapat, teachers. No? So that you will be guided on what to teach At the same time, what will be the limitations of your of your of your kanang topics? Kasi minsan 'di ba umabot tayo sa iba't ibang bahagi na ng ganon, pero hindi naman siya kasali sa MELOX natin or most essential learning competencies. 'Di ba? Ganon yun, teachers. In making the TOS and TQ, always prepare it before the first quarter starts. No? So makailang ano na ako, no? Makailang mga seminars na ako patungkol sa TQ making, TOS making. It's always been the common the common line for everybody that before talaga ang TOS at saka TQ. Kasi po that will serve as your guide in delivering the topic as well aside from your for your um, lesson plan. Kasi bawal po kasi tayong masabihan ng mga bata na ay si ma'am may exam na binigay sa periodical exam pero hindi naman na-discuss. Tama? Did you relate that point? No? You were able to relate na minsan binibigyan kayo ng exam na hindi mo lang dinidiscuss ni ma'am. Bakit? It's because the exam or the TQ na TOS was made a week before the periodical exam. So, ano mangyayari? Hindi na nakita ni ma'am kung ano yon. Basta lang makuha lahat ng topic. Ganon. What will happen to your exam kapag may ibinigay ka na hindi mo na-discuss? That becomes invalid, not reliable. Ganon yun, teachers. Okay? That's the reason being bakit isip na sila before natin. Question number 10. Learning objectives of the information sheet should be SMART. No? S for specific. And a specific objective should always be clear and detailed. Okay? Sir, Prof. Ed ba to? Sabi ko nga sa inyo, Prof. Ed to eh. No? S for specific. M for measurable. A for attainable. R for, what is R? What is R? In SMART. Huh? Realistic, reliable, relevant. Huh? Teachers, result-oriented. Ang dami kasi nadi-define ng SMART. Ang dami nadi-define ng SMART objective. At dito po, teachers, no, si letter R is always dito po nagkakaiba ng mga sagot. No? Wala na si Ma'am Jen Susubrado, no? Realistic, relevant, result-oriented, ganon. No, pero teachers, I use the word relevant here. No? Relevant here simply because dapat yung objective mo ay relevant sa topic na yung i-discuss or sa main topic na dapat nyung gagawin. No? Ayun. What is T? T is for time-bounded. No? Dapat time-bounded ka po. Sabi, di ba, Ma'am GY Samonte, relevant yan kasi nasa FS1 book po natin yan. O, ganon. No? Sure, sir, relevant talaga, sir. Yes po, ma'am. Relevant po yan sa ating field study book. No? Relevant po yun sila, ma'am. Pero kumbaga, ewan ko lang sa no, kung may mga ibang lecturers tayo na result-oriented tayo dito, tapos yung iba is ano pa yung isa? Realistic. No? Okay. So, but for me as lecturer dito ngayon, I will stand for the relevant here, the relevance of the topic. Relevance to the topic. No? The objective must be relevance, no, to the topic natin. Sir, yun pong turo sa amin, sir, result oriented. No. Ewan ko na lang dito. Dami-dami yung ano, pero features, I will go for relevant. Number 11. Which of the following action words is in the knowledge level? Sige, ikaw daw. Ha? Which of the following words is in the knowledge level? Is it letter A, develop? Letter B, explain. Letter C, package. Letter D, weld. No? Which of the following action words is in the knowledge level? Is it letter A, develop? Letter B, explain. Letter C, package. Letter D, weld. Teachers, naalala niyo pa yung ano? Have you remembered this one? The Bloom's taxonomy in a cognitive domain po natin. Meron tayong Ru-Apanek, correct? 'Di ba? Meron tayong Ru-Apanek. That is remembering, understanding, applying, analyzing, evaluating, and creating po natin. Now, which of them becomes a knowledge level word? No? We cannot say weld. Because weld kasi is already an action that becomes already creating. Ano po? Package din po is already creating din po yun. Now, we were stuck with two of these words. Therefore, you have to remember that the base of the pyramid represents the skills that must be simply recalling a specific fact. No? Remembering is only focused on a specific facts po natin. Ano yung next na level? Understanding. It's all about grasping a meaning of the instructional materials po natin. Pangatlo, applying. You use the information to a new similar or to a new situation. Tapos analyzing, you take apart the known and identify relationships, and then evaluate, then create. Teachers, kapag when you use the word develop, di ba you can always associate develop with the word creating? Am I correct? Di ba? Tama ba? Kapag when you say develop a plan, create a plan, no? Develop something, create something. And that develop here does not merely all about the knowledge level. This focuses on a skills mismo na siya. Therefore, the only acceptable answer here is letter B, explain. Ay, oo nga sir, ano develop pala sir? Applying. No? Applying pala sir or skills na po yun natin nila. Teachers, the correct answer here is letter B, explain. Number 12. Which of the following is contained in the body of the information sheet? No? Which of the following is contained in the body of the information sheet? Is it letter A, introduction? Letter B, objectives. Letter C, title. Letter D, development of the content or topic. No? Which of the following is the body? Body? No? Kung body, hindi na siya yung mukha. Kayong mukha, ito yung introduction, yung objective, yung title, yun yung mukha. Pero yung body na po, ito po yung development of the content natin. Halimbawa, ito na po yun, no? Information sheet number 1.1-1-3. The automotive battery construction and classification. Ganon. This is the body, how the content is being developed during or in the module natin. Okay, the correct answer here is letter D, development of the content or topic. 13. What is the primary consideration when selecting the type of question to use? No, specifically in gathering evidence plan, in gathering or in making a test questionnaire, no, in testing or in written works natin or sa ating exams. What is the primary consideration when selecting types of question to use? Letter A. Is it how many questions can the students complete in a given amount of time? Or letter B, are the students average above or below average? Or letter C, can the accomplishment of objectives best be measured? Letter D, how old are the students? Uy, naku. Ba't may nag-letter A pa? How many questions can be the students complete in a given amount of time? Ano nga ulit yan dito? Kapag teachers in consideration of your exam, aside sa TOS, aside po sa TQ natin, always complete the word objective. Is the objective achievable? Or is the exam be best measured? No? The correct answer here is letter C. Can the accomplishment of objective best be measured? Number 14, a training method wherein the pairs or small groups are given orally or in writing, a specific situation, event, or incident and are asked to analyze and solve it. Is it letter A, a case study method? Letter B, a demonstration method? Letter C, discussion method? And letter D, lecture method. Now, teachers, a training method. Oh, eto. At the same time, they are asked to analyze and solve. Si lecture method, wala. Si discussion method, wala. Although may analyzation, pero walang solution. Si demonstration method, wala po siyang solution po dito. And that speaks only for letter A case study method. Teacher, si case study method is best po siya by pair or small groups. Sir, how is case study method being applied in a real situation during the training? Ganito yon. It is best being used sa electrical. Sa electrical, di ba? Electrical, meron kayo ang daming problems din, di ba? Two wires are connected in series or in bulb number two bulbs are connected in series in circuit number 1. It has been directed to the kitchen going there ganon. No? So you're going to analyze and solve the solution on what should be the proper wiring to be done on a certain diagram or on a certain situation. 'Di ba? Gagawa ka ng diagram based doon sa scenario na 'yon. No? Okay? So that is a case study method. No? But then case study method, teachers, is only limited for some qualifications. Number 15, it is a framework for the subsequent detailed development of competencies associated with methodologies, training, and assessment resources. Again, a framework of the subsequent detailed development, no, of competencies associated with methodologies, okay, training, and assessment resources natin. Is it letter A, planned training session? Letter B, a competency-based curriculum? Letter C, National TVET trainer? Letter D, curriculum guide? Teachers, framework, backbone, it will always be the curriculum. That is letter B. Again, the framework, the backbone, it will always be associated with curriculum. That's competency-based curriculum. Teachers, allow me to have a break first. Let's have a break and then let's get back. 9:24. Okay lang po ba? For continuation sa number 16 to number 30. Alright, sige, have a break first. Have a Kit Kat. All right, teachers, allow us to continue. For the go now, sir. Teachers, arat na. Let's go now for the next round of the night. Are you still there? Yun naman pala. Dito lang kami sa natatago sa gilid. Diba? Next question of the night. Let's proceed to question number 16. So which of the following does not belong to the group? Sige, kayo daw. Kung kayo ang ano dito, pagpapadesisyonin dito. Which of the following does not belong to the group? Projects, standardized test, portfolios, self-assessment. Again, which of the following does not belong to the group? Projects, standardized test, portfolio, and self-assessments. Is it letter A, projects, those sir? Letter B, standardized test. Letter C, portfolio, self-assessments. Ganun. No? Teachers, remember that we're talking evidences in our in the context of trainers methodology. 'Di ba? We are talking about evidences. And remember that evidences comes in two forms. Okay? We have direct evidence and we have indirect evidence. Now, so which of the following here would you say that does not belong to the group? May it be marami si direct evidence dyan or may it be marami si indirect evidence dyan? Alin kaya dyan ang hinabilang sa grupo? Alin dyan ang hindi napabilang sa grupo? Ha? Another clue word. Ang direct evidence, konkreto at observable. I mean to say concrete and observable. Indirect evidences, they are perceptual and subjective. Again, indirect evidences, they are subjective. And direct evidences, they are observables. Which of the following does not belong to the group? Definitely, si project, si standardized test, si portfolio ay konkreto, concrete, nahahawakan. At the same time, they are observable by nature. The correct answer here is letter D, self-assessment. Bakit po ba self-assessment po, sir? Kasi po, survey, questionnaire, interview, self-assessment, course evaluation, ito po yung mga halimbawa ng mga evidences, no? Na kung saan they are perceptual and subjective by nature, no? They are subjective by nature. But in project, standardized test, portfolio, objective po tayo dito, tama? 'Di ba? May sinusunod po tayo dito ng mga criteria. Ganun po 'yon. Oh, very good itong observation ni Ma'am Jom ni Jo Marie, no? Sir, si letter A, B, and C are outcomes based. Ano po? Si self-assessment ay outcomes naman po siya, 'di ba? Kaso nga lang subjective type, no? Kung baga, sarili mo lang, no? Okay, self-assessment does not belong to the group because these are types of evidences, the direct and indirect evidences natin. Next question of the night. So which of the following does not belong to the role as an assessor? Ikaw as an assessor, which of the following does not belong to your role? Letter A, you had to identify and interpret units. Letter B, you have to fill out self-assessment guide. Letter C, you have to develop evidence gathering tool. Or letter D, you have to make assessment decision. Alin dito yung hindi mo role bilang isang assessor? Na? Uy, may nagsabi pa talaga na letter D, make assessment decision. Ha, hindi mo role bilang assessor? Sino mabibigay ng C at saka YC? 'Di ba? Sino bibigay ng C at saka NYC? 'Di ba assessor 'yon? Ganun. No? So, si letter D is your role. No? Sir, develop evidence gathering tool. Sino po yung magja-judge, mag-a-assess? Di ba ikaw yon? So, dapat ikaw din po ang magde-develop nun. Therefore, this is your role. This is your role. Uy, is it letter A or letter B? Alam ko si Ma'am Richel Tagapia Gulipa Espinosa, trainer to. Kasi sabi niya, Sir, filling out assessment, self-assessment guide or SAG is not done by an assessor. It is done by the trainee themselves. Nakuha po ba? Kasi po, si self-assessment guide, role po ito ng mga trainee. Si self-assessment guide will help the assessor see if willing na ba silang mo undergo sa assessment. Di ba palagi yan naka-check under sa yes na column? Na dapat naka-check lang lahat dun. Can I perform? Can I perform? Can I perform? No? At kapag na okay na yun lahat ng mga kinakailangan mga evidences doon, you are now ready for endorsement for your assessment. Ganon. Ang self-assessment guide, kung nakapag-NC2 na po kayo o nakapag-NC1 or NC3, yun pong finifill outan ninyo nung mag-apply kayo for assessment, yun po yung self-assessment guide natin. Di ba if you have remembered, may pinag-checkan po kayo doon? Kay haba-haba pinag-checkan nyo doon? 'Di ba? Self-assessment guide po 'yun, teachers, no? SAG as we say, no? SAG po 'yun. The correct answer here is letter B. Sir, identify and interpret unit. Of course, ikaw yung mag-i-interpret ng units of competency in every assessment. Assessor ka doon, no? So you have to assess, you have to interpret the unit if what does or what the candidate do relates or is relevant to the unit of competency. Kaya ikaw, you have to interpret it. The correct answer here is letter B. Number 17. Ito yung tanong. In preparing candidates for the competency assessment, which of the following does not belong to securing the context of assessment? Uy, context of assessment. Kapag context of assessment, teachers, napabilang po to siya sa natawag nating the beginning of the assessment. Again, in the context of assessment, this falls under the beginning of the assessment. Kumbaga, before the assessment itself. Letter A, the physical setting. Kinakailangan ba i-check? Yes, of course. 'Di ba? Sasabihin na yan ng assessor, 'di ba? Before I came here or before the actual written assessment, I have already verified and checked that the area is safe for the assessment procedure. Ganon, physical setting yung sinasabi ng assessor natin doon. No? At hindi po mai-endorse ang inyong mga no, hindi po kayo magsisimula kapag the assessor will not say, are all tools, equipment, and facilities ready? These tools, equipment, and facilities teachers are already checked by the assessor before pa lang kayo pumunta doon. No? Si material, kasali po siya kay tools and equipment and facilities. Kasi po si material dito, ito po yung mga written works, I mean mga guide questions, written exams, ito po yung materials po natin. But then the photos for evidence does not belong to the context of assessment, the beginning of the assessment. Bakit? The photos for evidence happens in the middle and after the assessment natin. Therefore, the correct answer here is the photos for evidences. Teachers, kapag nag-prepare po ang mga candidates for the competency assessment, kinakailangan may physical setting, kinakailangan okay yung tools, yung equipment, kinakailangan yung materials, yung space natin. Ha? Oh. Number 19. What do you call the technique that is used to gather different type of evidences? Okay? What do you call the technique that is used to gather different type of evidences? Is it letter A, assessment criteria? Letter B, nominal duration. Letter C, assessment method. Or letter D, course delivery. Di ba? So kapag sinasabi natin, sir, nominal duration, time kasi to teachers. No? This refers to time or how many hours. No? how many hours can we complete that specific competency? That is nominal duration po yun. Okay? Pag sinasabi naman natin teachers na course delivery, no? No? Kapag sinabing course delivery, how is the subject being delivered? Is it face-to-face, online, or blended? No. Although it can affect teachers, the house, and then when is the assessment being conducted, no? But this does not specifically talk about the technique to gather evidences. No? Pati criteria. Bakit po, sir? Si criteria po kasi is only focus on the standard on what should be measured on a specific competency natin. Ano po? Di ba the correct answer here is letter C, assessment method natin. At may iba't ibang uri tayo ng mga assessment method. No? Gaya ng written test, oral questioning or interview, at saka demonstration natin. Those are mga other type of assessment methods natin. Therefore, the correct answer here is walang iba kundi si Charlie. Number 20. Oy, eto pala yun, oh. Eto pala. No, eto, maya. This refers to the identified minimum experience and competencies that the trainer for the course must possess. Again, this refers to the identified minimum experience and competencies the trainer for the course must possess. Is it the qualification of the trainer, duration or time, the method, or the self-assessment guide? Teachers, halata naman talaga. Trainer. Therefore, the correct answer here is trainer. No? Ang trainer teachers, before ka po magiging isang trainer, dapat meron ka pong bachelor's degree. Requirement po yun Bachelor's degree po ang requirement natin doon. Meron ka pong certificate na NC2 or NC3. Minimum po is NC2. Meron ka pong TMC1. And these three will get you to the NTTC. National TVET Trainer Certificate. At kapag meron ka ng NTTC, pwede mo ito ma-forward into NTTA. I mean, pwede ka mag-upgrade to NTTA, National TVET Assessors natin. No? So, ganun assessorship natin. So, wag nyo po yung kakalimutan. Sir, mahirap po ba mag-TM? Tamang tiyaga lang po. No, tamang tiyaga lang po yung pag-TM natin. Gagawa po kasi kayo ng isang module. In which case, napakahaba. No? Mahaba po talaga. Ito po yung mukha ng ating nominal duration at saka assessment method. Ito yung dalawang to. Ayan, no? Ito lang pala, nominal duration lang pala dito nakikita natin. It is 10 hours. No? This topic, automotive battery, these are the learning competencies. No? So, acquisition knowledge and then transfer learning natin for TL. So, for this one, this will be discussed within 10 hours. No? Sabi ni Neil Angelo, pinagawa kami ng CBLM, sir. Long college kami. Naku, si CBLM. Kung ako pagawa ng CBLM versus thesis, gagawa na lang ako ng thesis kaysa kay CBLM. Promise, I assure you. Mas matapos ko pa yung thesis kaysa kay CBLM. Kasi alam niyo sa CBLM, hindi po madali sa CBLM kasi dami niyo pong i-consider. Ito pa lang oh. Ito pa lang oh. This is part of my CBLM. No? Part po ito ng CBLM ko na ginawa. No? Pero it takes how many days para ma-construct ko yan? Ang bilis-bilis din dyan, sir. Oy, dito ka sa content. Battery construction, classification, operation. Assessment criteria, gumawa ka pa ng criteria. How are you going to assess letter A? How are you going to assess letter B, letter C? Ganun. No? Ganun yung CBLM. Kaya pag sinabi sa akin, sir, gawa ka ng thesis or CBLM? Sige, mag-thesis ako compare kay CBLM. Ang kapal-kapal ka ng ang hirap kaya ng CBLM natin. No? Kaya teachers, kung TM1 kayo tapos gusto niyo talagang mag-improve, no? Mag-aral kayo ng TM2, gumawa kayo ng CBLM, ibenta niyo. Ganun, no? Di ba binibenta yung binibenta yung CBLM natin? No, binibenta yung CBLM, no? May mga gumagawa ng CBLMs, competency-based learning materials, no? O binibenta yan nila para at least magkakapera naman sila, no? Kami sa school namin binabayaran kami na gumawa ng CBLM. Next, the correct answer here is trainer's qualification. Number 21. The longer the number of knowledge-based tests, the more reliable the exam is. Ah, the longer daw, sir, the number of knowledge-based tests, the more the reliable the exam is. Is it true or false? Letter A daw, sir, true. Letter B daw, sir, false. Letter C daw, false. Tatanggalin si letter B, tanggalin si letter D. Correct? Bakit naging false? Bakit naging false? Di ba? Teachers, remember that reliability is one, no? Is one of the characteristics of good evaluation tool. Kasama niya po si validity. Tama? No? Sir, ang length of number of the test po natin, the longer the number of the base test, will it affect the reliability of the exam? The answer is true. It will always be true that the length of the test, no, the longer the number of knowledge-based test, the more reliable the exam is. Kaya nga, di ba sa periodical exam, 50 item is the minimum? Nagets niyo ba? Di ba? Periodical exam natin, 50 items is the minimum. Kasi po, pumasok po siya sa 50% standard ng up to 100. No? Oh, kasi kapag ano po, kapag it got lower than 50, then the reliability of the exam po natin or the top or the reliability of our exam po kasi is not anymore manifested. It gets being influenced by the shorter number of details. No? Kaya teachers, remember always na kung maraming number of items, mas reliable yung ating exam. Okay? Difficulty of the test. It should not be too easy, should not be too difficult. Objectivity of the test. No, it should not include essays. Teachers, remember always that objective exam is preferred than subjective exam. Okay, so in the objective exam, it should have an independent answers to each. No? So, ang subjective po, ito po ay nagiging isang bias na po natin. No? Subjective exam leads to poor reliability of the scores. Number 22, which of the following is the first step in designing a training program? Which of the following is the first step in designing a training program? Is it letter A, conducting a needs analysis? Letter B, developing a training materials? Letter C, evaluating training effectiveness? Letter D, conducting a pilot training session. Oy, sir, the first step kapag nag-design po kayo ng training program, ano-ano po ang inyong isaalang-alang? Ha? Nag-design po kayo ng training program? Is it needs analysis or pilot training session? Or developing training materials? Or letter C, evaluating the training effectiveness? No? Sino ba gagawan mo ng training program? Teacher, sino gagawin mo ng training program? Of course, mga trainees natin. Correct? We are going to create a training program for our trainees. But first and foremost, bago tayo makapag-create ng training program, we need to understand first the background of our trainees. Kinakailangan malaman natin kung sino-sino yung ating mga trainees, kung saan sila galing, anong itsura nila, at yung mahalaga, kung ano yung nalalaman na nila. At when we speak about kung ano na yung nalalaman nila, we are going always to consider the TNA. Anong ulit yun? The training needs analysis. Therefore, kailangan nating malaman ang bawat karakteristik, ang bawat learning ng ating mga bata, ng ating mga training before tayo makapagawa ng isang training program. Kasi after mo na masabi na, si letter A pala, siya pala yung ano, si letter B pala, ganito pala, si letter C, ito pala, no? Oh, si student A, ganito yung weakness niya. Si student B, ganito yung weakness niya. Si student C, ganito yung weakness niya. So at least, alam mo na, so makapagawa ka na ng training program based po sa iyong nakukuhang analysis. Ganon. No? Letter A. 23. What type of assessment ang ginamit natin to determine the trainee's existing knowledge and skills before the training begins? Before the training begins. Is it letter A, summative assessment? Tanggal agad si summative dito. Bakit? Si summative is done every after a unit. Tama? 'Di ba? Periodical exam or quarterly assessment, considered po siya summative exam po natin. Am I correct? 'Di ba? Every a unit. Once one module is done, summative exam should be done. Once one unit is done, summative exam should be done. At the end of the quarter, quarterly assessment is done. It is the same word as summative exam. 'Di ba? Si formative assessment po natin, ito po yung mga self-checks. 'Di ba? Self-check number 1, self-check number 2, self-check number 3. Those are mga formative exam. These are mga assessments or exams teachers that are conducted during the onset of the training po natin. 'Di ba? Ah, sabi dito, sir, letter C yan, sir, kasi fresh na fresh pa sa Prof Ed namin. The correct answer is letter D. Letter C, sorry. Diagnostic assessment natin. Okay? The correct answer here is letter C, diagnostics assessment natin. Ganon, Kuya Juan sa letter D. Okay, performance assessment po natin, teachers. Performance assessment is not a specific type of assessment kasi meron tayong assessment for, assessment as, and assessment of. And these are the three specifics of assessments natin. So, the same lang po ba si diagnostic at saka si pretest? Actually, the same lang po yun sila. No? May pagkakaiba lang po siguro in terms of the contextualization of their definitions. Pero if we are going really to understand its basic concept, pareho po silang ginagamit before po sa actual preparation. Kuha po ba? No? Oh, before kasi sila. No, before kasi sila. Sir, sino po ba yung tinitest natin sa diagnostic assessment? 'Di ba ito po yung prior learning? No? Kapag when we say about prior learning teachers, it speaks about kung ano yung natutunan nila before pa tayo mag-introduce ng bagong topic. Ganon. Diagnostic assessment po yung tawag natin. Sir, entrance exam, sir. Diagnostic assessment pa rin po ba doon? For the entrance exam teachers, ito po yung natutunan ko sa Prof Ed, ano? No? Sa diagnostic, si entrance exam po kasi is hindi po siya masasabi natin na diagnostic assessment po siya. No? Kasi po, si diagnostic assessment po kasi, it will determine the level. No? Kapag diagnostic exam, it determines the level of your capacity. May it be in a nominal level or may it be in a in a group level natin. No? Diagnostic mo natin, placement natin 'yon. 'Di ba? Oh, so kaya nga minsan yung may mga entrance exam natin, um this entrance exam cannot really be associated as diagnostic po talaga natin. Okay? So ayun. 24, what is the purpose of using a training needs analysis? Ano po ba yung gamit ng TNA natin? 'Di ba? As I mentioned a while ago, si training needs analysis, ginagamit natin 'yan not to develop the training materials because the training materials is already there before pa lang kayo nag-hire. No, before pa lang kayo nagkumuha ng mga students, 'di ba? In evaluating training outcomes, teachers, this is not done. No, this is not done before. That's this done after. But then the training needs is usually being emphasized to always identify the gap in knowledge and skills. Kapag alam mo na kung ano yung gap ng dalawa, pwede kayo makakagawa ng training plan. na training plan natin. What is what is the term for adjusting teaching methods to accommodate the learning styles? Okay, what is the term for adjusting teaching methods to accommodate different learning styles? Letter A, differentiated learning. Letter B, standardized. Letter C, sequential. Letter D, traditional. Teachers, remember always that our instruction must always be sequential. Meaning to say, it should always be starting from number one, two, three, and then up until the last part natin. Kasi if we going to have the 1, 3, 4, 2, 6, 5, ang mayayari dito is there might be levels of knowledge na ma-skip natin during the process, no? So sequential po teachers yung ano natin, yung instructions natin. But then to address the different learning styles, it does not talk about sequential instruction. No? Traditional instruction is for the teacher natin. Standardized is not the right answer here. Kapag different learning styles, it should always be differentiated instructions natin. Variety, pinag-iiba-iba. 26. Which of the following is a characteristics of adult learners according to Knowles' principle of andragogy? No? Which of the following characteristics of adult learners according to Knowles' principles of andragogy? Is it dependence on the instructor? Letter B, readiness to learn. Preferences for passive learning or lack of experience. Diba? Andragogy is education for adults or adults education natin? No? So, which of the following is the characteristics of an adult? They are not dependents to instructor. Di ba? Because adults, once the instruction is now given, they will not anymore mind the instructor there. No? They are independent to the instructors. Letter D, lack of life experience. Adults nga sila, dami na nila yan. Preferences for passive, they prefer active learning. Engaging learning. Therefore, the correct answer is the readiness to learn. 27. Which type of evaluation is conducted during the training process to provide ongoing feedback? Teachers, the clue word here is during the training process. No? Last time, last September yata yun, may nagsabi sa akin, Sir, pati ba naman si formative evaluation? Si formative test, si formative assessment, lumabas sa TM namin? Eh, of course. Kasi po, again, si TM natin is a professional education subject embedded sa TLE natin. No? Kapag during the training process or the ongoing feedback, there will always be the formative evaluations natin. Okay, number 28. What is the key element in creating an effective learning environment? No? What is a key element in creating an effective learning environment? That is, very good. You should be supportive and engaging atmosphere. Authoritative, authoritarian. Is it authoritative or authoritarian? Ha? Hala, hala, hala. Nalilito na yung iba sa word na authoritative at saka authoritarian. Sino dito yung Sino dito yung palaging utos lang ng utos? Sino dito yung palaging utos lang ng utos? Authoritarian. No? Authoritarian. Pero si authoritative, kaya mong magawa ng rules, pero kaya mong mag-bend ng rules. 'Di ba? Si authoritative, ito yung strict na teacher, pero maawaing teacher. 'Di ba? Authoritative is positive. Authoritarian is negative. 'Di ba? Oh, si authoritative teacher is strict, pero maawain ka talaga. No? Talagang kinoconsider mo yung mga situations. Pero si authoritarian, hindi. Sumunod yung mga students mo dahil takot sila sa'yo. Ganun yung authoritarian natin. Okay? Therefore, to create an effective learning environment, you should be supportive and engaging. Ganun. Let's proceed to the next question. 29. What is the purpose of training evaluation? Bakit nga ba nag-i-evaluate po tayo, sir? Is it really to assess the trainer's qualification? Wala ka pong kinalaman dyan. The evaluation does not talk about the qualification of your trainer. No. Letter D, to create a self-assessment guide is not your work. To create self-assessment guide, that is the work of those test the matters. No? To determine the nominal duration of the training, hindi po ito sa'yo. Kasi po, to determine the nominal duration, ito po yung trabaho ng ating trainer. That is to measure the effectiveness and the impact of the training natin. And the last question of the day, what does the term blended learning refer to? What does the term blended learning refer to? Letter A, mix of different learning theories. Oh, of course, very basic yan, sir. No, that is always the online and the face-to-face natin. No, ganun. So teachers, no, ang init ng room ko. So teachers, maraming salamat for joining Sir Chance Tambayan for tonight. No, so ano natin teachers ha, we are going to pray, no, that hopefully what we have discussed tonight will be able or will come out during the sessions natin sa board exam. No? So ganun. Hindi natin alam kung ano talaga yung lalabas sa board exam. But then, with the help of these basic knowledge, um uh, we can surely tell that we will be an LPT by December. Kaya ba? Kaya ba maging LPT na nyo? O, di ba? Sabi ni Ma'am Joy, Sir, 24/30. Good job, ma'am. That's 80%. No? Ayan. So, thank you so much, teachers, for joining Sir Chan Silitambayan. And once again, kung may mga classmates na po kayo, may mga kaibigan na gustong mag-join, feel free to message Sir Chan. Maraming salamat at paalam. Magandang gabi, Pilipinas. Bye!